Do dead Saiyans get Zenkai? Now, we're not talking about guys like Bardock. We're talking about specifically characters like Goku and Vegeta who have died and trained in the other world, mostly Goku. Do they get Zenkai? Now, we've done a lot of videos in the past here on Geekdom 101 about Zenkais and some of the bigger ones, and I will link to those videos at the end of this one so y'all can check those out. But for those who may not know what a Zenkai is, it is an unofficial term. That is not a term that is used in the series. It's basically Saiyan power. It's basically when a Saiyan has a hard fight, comes close to death, or is injured, he receives a Zenkai. In other words, he gets a boost in power. So obviously, if you watch the Frieza saga, this was exploited like crazy because Goku and Vegeta both beat themselves up pretty badly to get power-ups. But the question is, does this work in the afterlife? So joining me to discuss this, please welcome back to Geekdom 101, a legendary Hall of Fame YouTuber. It's Quaman's Land.
Alrighty guys, it is Quaman here today, and that was definitely a legendary introduction, Geekdom.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, man, you've put in your work, bro, since what, 2012?
11, yeah, but that wasn't for Dragon Ball, that was Yu-Gi-Oh!
Haha, yes, the classic QAA 12. But no, well, still, it's been a long time. Again, you were one of the guys that was around before the Battle of Gods and Resurrection F and Super Boom. You know, a lot of us started right around that time. You were around before, so respect is earned, you know. But I want to talk to you about Zenkai. So real quick, in Dragon Ball Z, not in the manga. This was not in the manga, but in the anime, at least I don't think it was in the manga. When Vegeta comes back to life on Namek after Frieza kills him, when they summon Shenlong and then Porunga at the same time, you know, that whole thing. He says, I've gotten stronger. He actually talks about how he has increased in power. So when a Saiyan dies and comes back to life, they do get a Zenkai. And it's not really talked about too much, but when Vegeta came back to fight Kid Buu in the Buu arc, when he actually came back to life, theoretically he would have gotten a Zenkai. When he blew up, he got his body put back together in the afterlife by King Yemma because King Yemma wanted to have him as a backup fighter. Normally what would happen is he would not get his body back. So we'll talk about this first. So in Dragon Ball, when you die, what's supposed to happen is you don't get to keep your body. Your body, you keep it for a second, you go to the check-in station, then you are cleansed of your evil, and you go into heaven, or you go into hell if you're evil. That's how it works, but that's also been retconned about 7 different times by Toriyama. In fact, in Dragon Ball, Toriyama said that if you are killed by a demon, you don't go to the afterlife. You end up in purgatory. So they've changed, dude, they have changed the heaven and hell stuff a lot. But Goku sacrificed himself against Cell. And Goku obviously died at the beginning of the series against Raditz at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, trained in the afterlife. He got to keep his body, Quinn. So to me, that tells me that even though he is dead, he still has like a cosmic body. And I feel like the Saiyan cells do work in the afterlife. What do you think?
Well, the funny thing about this, Geekdom, is that when you think about how the Zenkai should work, I agree with you that the show definitely suggests or proves that it does, but theoretically it shouldn't, because when you think about it, the whole purpose of a Zenkai is that you survive a near-death experience, so if you actually die, you theoretically shouldn't get a Zenkai boost because your body couldn't handle it. You see what I'm saying? It couldn't build up the resistance to stand it, so as a result, you theoretically shouldn't, even though the show somewhat contradicts that.
Right, like, it, because, you know, yeah, that's typically how it works. And, you know, Vegeta, one thing that's always been a mystery is when Vegeta blew himself up, and then he came back at the end of the Buu saga, you know, it was actually 3 days. I believe it's 3 days, so did Vegeta actually train for those 3 days? We don't know. But also, Raditz was also going to the check-in station, but he ended up going to hell. So, one of the big mysteries in Dragon Ball Z is how did Goku get Super Saiyan 3? We never saw Goku achieve Super Saiyan 3. We got explanations for the other Super Saiyan forms during the series, like Grade 2, Grade 3, Grade 4, Super Saiyan 2. You know, Goku kind of explained how to tap into those. But with Super Saiyan 3, we don't know anything. So, do you think that Super Saiyan 3, just based on just your analysis of what they've said in the series, do you think that this form is... Do you think Goku achieved it from exploiting Zenkais again? Or was there some other secret we don't know about?
No, I think it was strictly the stress on his body, as the show implies, that had to do with Super Saiyan 3. I believe that when Goku obviously died against Cell, I mean, obviously would have given him a boost, but the amount of time that he spent in the afterlife suggests that that Zenkai wouldn't have been enough, and it must have been his own training that obviously triggered Super Saiyan 3. The timing of it is what I think is most important.
But we really don't know when, though, too, because Goku had 7 years. Goku obviously learned Super Saiyan 2 during that time, but he already. I feel like Goku, in my opinion, Quinn, when Goku saw Gohan go SS2, I mean, he knew what was happening. He knew that Gohan was going to, as they called it back then, Grade 5, or the Super Saiyan beyond Super Saiyan, Super Saiyajin, Dai Super Saiyajin, or whatever. So he achieved that form. I've always wondered what it was. How did Goku know there was more? Part of me almost feels like maybe Goku stumbled upon it on accident. Like maybe he was training in Super Saiyan 2 and then he somehow, and also the same thing goes for Gotenks. Like we know Goten and Trunks were training and they got Super Saiyan 3 for Gotenks, which didn't make that much sense, but it's just a big mystery there. Now, in your opinion, do you think that the Afterlife Zenkais, do you think that they are less, how can I put it? I'm trying to see how I can word this. Do you think that the Zenkais in the Afterlife give you a lesser boost? Like, is it even affected?
Well, it's very hard to calculate that, but one would guess that because the individual died, that, and also because of the fact that Dragon Ball kind of moved away from Zenkais and they're only theoretical instead of stated in the series, I believe that if they did get a Zenkai boost from their deaths, it would be marginal considering how much more powerful the characters got later on.
Do you think that Goku's training with King Kai or with Kai Osama early in the series, do you think that also exploited Zenkai? Because I feel like he learned a lot of new things. He learned the Genki Dama Spirit Bomb. He learned the Kaioken. He was stronger. That's the thing. He was stronger when he went to go fight Nappa without even tapping into Kaioken. He tapped into it during the fight, but even before he did Kaioken, he was able to fight off Nappa. Whereas against Raditz, he was pretty much helpless. So I honestly feel like he did get a Zenkai from just from dying. I feel like just from Piccolo, your boy, shooting him through the chest. I think that was enough for him to get that Zenkai, for him to get powered up.
Yes, and I would definitely understand how Goku gained so much, because not only would he have gotten the Zenkai, but he also would have gotten the Zenkai on top of King Kai's training, plus the fact that King Kai's training would have pushed him so much to the brink that he may have even gotten additional Afterlife Zenkais on top of the Zenkai he already got after he died. So in many ways, that actually makes a lot more sense for the first time that Goku died as opposed to later on.
But I think you hit the nail on the head, though. I think that once we got to like the Cell Saga, I feel like Toriyama kind of stopped caring about Zenkai, and it wasn't. I feel like that and power levels just didn't matter. There was still some scaling and stuff like that, but I think there were other ways of powering up. But there definitely is evidence of more Zenkai. And then, of course, in Dragon Ball Super with Goku Black, we saw how he was able to mix the Zenkai with the power of being a Kaioshin, and that really gave him boost. So I feel like there's still a lot of mysteries with this, because if you can mix Zenkai with being a Kaioshin and kind of figure out Goku's body, that means that, and obviously these guys are gods. I feel like that tells me that Zenkais may have been like a gift from God to that race or something like that. Like, I know it sounds like a crazy kind of, mystery box kind of thing, but it just kind of feels that way. So, yeah, I feel like we're in agreement here. Everybody leave your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think that Dead Saiyans get Zenkai? I feel like they do. We have enough evidence to prove that in the series. Some people might say otherwise, but I think they do. And check out Quan, man. Quinn, do you have anything you want to plug? Any big videos coming up?
Yeah, I definitely did a video recently called What If Goku Was Dead Forever that I think also kind of ties into this, because one of the things that I feel like a lot of people miss out on is the fact that if Goku was dead, I feel like many fans jump to the conclusion that, oh no, everybody dies immediately. But if you really analyze the series, Goku was directly right in saying that he is responsible for a lot of the problems indirectly, especially because he's the protagonist. And had Goku been gone, the what if may shock you in terms of what we say.
Yeah, no, for sure. And Quaman's what ifs are interesting because they're not fan fiction. They're very like actual theoretical stuff, like stuff that fits within the frame of the series. So it's a different kind of what if for those who may not have seen them or may not have remembered. So he's back active on his channel, so check it out. I'll leave a link down below. Thank you again for being here, bro.
Anytime, bro.
We'll talk to you soon.